What's good, everybody? Corbino Gary here. We're doing our top 5 Power Ranger shows. And were you doing Japanese also?
Yes, I am doing Super Sentai also because I don't have a lot of Super Sentai, but like just saying.
He watches it. So yeah, and plus it covers bases for all Ranger fans.
Yeah. My number 5 is Power Rangers Jungle Fury.
Okay, that's one of the newer ones, right? That's
well, I think that came after Operation Overdrive.
Yeah, right after Operation.
I really like Jungle Fury. It's one of the ones I had the most memory of from when I was a kid. I loved every character, especially CJ was my favorite.
Which one's that?
The Purple Ranger.
CJ was he a bat?
No, he was the wolf.
The wolf, and there was a green elephant, wasn't there?
There was. They had the 3 actual Rangers, then the Spirit Rangers, which that's cool. Like,
yeah. I didn't really watch that one as much. I watched it a little bit with my cousin Drake every once in a while, but I did like that one a good bit.
So they had the 3 normal Rangers, the Spirit Rangers, the Mentor CJ, which is my favorite, and then they got the extra Zords from another. It's just overall the story was really good.
They worked in the pizza place, right?
Yes, they worked in a pizza place.
I loved their costumes.
Their costumes. Well, actually, fun fact, you know them little hand things on their costumes? Like the little silver knuckle glove thing? That is the Morpher in Super Sentai.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, they just used the glasses in the American version.
Huh, so. That's dope. Yeah, I didn't watch that one too much, but yeah, from what I remember of it. Number 5 is Wild Force. Wild Force was my shit. I have so many memories of that one. Oh. I remember I was always the blue. I mean, as a kid, I always chose the Blue Ranger because it was my favorite color. Even if I didn't like the Blue Ranger, and now going back and watching them, I realized there's a lot of Blue Rangers I don't like.
Yeah.
And like that's even with Ninja Turtles. My favorite was Leonardo as a kid because it was blue. But now I'm like, Leo, you're like my
Why you're wearing a Blue Ranger shirt?
Yeah, but no, this one is my favorite Ranger though.
I actually like the Blue Ranger.
Yeah. But yeah, this Blue Ranger is my favorite. And I did like the blue one of Wild Force. Yeah. But with Wild Force, what's the blue and silver one? What was his Ranger called?
Merrick. He was the Wolf Ranger.
Yeah. Chandler was always him, and I was always the Blue Ranger. Yeah. And we would always fight on my mom's bed. As little kids, we would put it on the TV, and we'd pretend to be them, and we'd we'd call on our Zords and whatnot. Oh my gosh, it was the best. It was the best.
See, one thing I did like about that is the Black Ranger. He was like that real sensitive guy, but he also played like the big mean bison. Like that was his sword. It was was cool.
I really liked the only Ranger I really didn't like from that was the Yellow Ranger, but I liked the rest of them a lot.
She was big.
And I liked how they had the little like ball things. I don't know what they were called, but that's how they got like all their Zords and whatnot. They're on like a floating piece of land, right? Like was it the shape of a turtle or something?
I just think it was
just a floating piece.
I just think it was like a floating piece.
Maybe I'll think.
Yeah, because remember the Great Animal War? They had to lift up the sanctuary or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that I really enjoyed that series. That was a good one.
All right, well, my number 4 is Wild Force. Actually.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we kind of just covered that. But yeah, Wild Force was one of my favorites too. Actually, I really like the Blue Ranger, unlike you. I like them.
No, that Blue Ranger I did like.
Okay, I wasn't sure. You said you going back and realized you didn't like Blue Ranger. I'm like, well,
that Blue Ranger I did like. Like Blue Ranger and Time Force and Lost Galaxy, I wasn't a fan of
one of my favorite things from that season was the variety of Zords they had. Mm-hmm. They had so many different combinations and so many Zords by itself. It was insane.
Oh my gosh, Wild Force was.
I used to have their little sword with a bunch of different colored the little balls with little figures that go in the ball. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what happened to them.
Oh, that would have been dope to have.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, yeah. My number 4 is Turbo, and my reasoning to that, I think, is really because the second set of Rangers in Turbo. Of course I liked Adam, Tommy, and all them from, before, but that was the first time we really got, obviously these are new Rangers.
Yeah. This was the first time we actually got new Rangers.
Tanya replaced Aisha, who replaced Trini, Kat replaced Kimberly, etc. Yeah. But these were just completely new people. It was just new. I love TJ and Cassie. Ashley I wasn't a big fan of. And
I really liked their morphers.
Yeah.
The morphers were it fit the car gimmick perfectly.
Mm-hmm. And there was like, oh my gosh, yeah.
Ironically enough, in Super Sentai, I think it was called like something Sentai Car Ranger, actually, and they were Car Rangers instead of just Power Rangers.
It always killed me. I wasn't a huge Justin fan, the Blue Ranger. I always found
it always killed me how he just turned in.
Yeah, would just grow, and it always killed me when he would talk as the Blue Ranger because he was a grown man with a child's voice. Always killed me.
Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and say my number 3 is Turbo.
Oh shit! Gosh dang it!
No, but probably one of the best things to come out of Turbo was the Turbo movie.
Yeah, right.
I watched that
was their
so
transformation
many times as a kid. I watched it so much that the VHS actually started like to get lines and stuff. Yeah, I was like, no.
Yeah, our VHS of Turbo, Turbo was the one that kept messing up after so many times of me and Tyler watching it, and then I think it was Mighty Morphin that we gave to our nephew when we got out of our Power Ranger phase, and then we were mad.
I never owned. I used to always rent it from Blockbuster. Nice. Those were the days.
Blockbuster. But I always had to go to Hollywood for the we were too cheap.
See, some weekends my grandma took me to Blockbuster, and then like when she was low on money, she took me to Hollywood. Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, you want some popcorn? You can get some popcorn." Like, yeah. Popcorn. But yeah, that was my number 3 was Turbo.
My number 3 is In Space. Is that your number 2?
Nope.
Oh, okay. I was like, are you kidding me? My number 3 is In Space because that was my jam. Like I was saying with the Turbo, I liked that second set of Rangers, and then they carried over to In Space. TJ, I really liked as the Red Ranger, and now that he was the Blue Ranger, which out of the Ranger colors is my favorite color, so that made me like him even more. And in that series is when we got Ninja Turtles Next Mutation crossover with them.
That's true.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles Next Mutation isn't a very good thing. No. But still, as a Turtle and Ranger fan, I would love to see I loved seeing them all together.
Wasn't Venus de Milo in that?
Yeah, that was when she was a part of it. But yeah, as a kid, I was like watching TV one day, and I'm like, "Ooh, Power Rangers! What the? And Ninja Turtles too? Okay." And so that was just that helped. Oh, and I loved the Astronema being like the sister to Andros, but like she didn't even know it for the longest time. And then when she started to know it, they like brainwashed her to be evil again. And then Andros had to kill Zordon at one point, and that I really liked that show. It was and the Psycho Rangers. That was my shit. Yeah. Me and my brother probably like once a year go and rewatch the Psycho Ranger episodes.
What was the Sixth Ranger in that one?
Zane, he was the like silver or something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know if he was called.
I forget how what he fit in the story.
I honestly don't remember how he came into the story. Do not remember that.
Long ago.
Me and my brother used to think that Zane and Andros were gay together, though.
My number 2 is Power Rangers Lost Galaxy.
Oh, okay.
I like Lost Galaxy. The way, like, from the very first episode where they just, like, they were under attack and they just pulled the swords out of the stone. Yeah. And they were like, oh, they're chosen one. And they just magically turn it. My favorite character, one of my favorite Rangers of all time, actually, was the Green Ranger in that.
Which was that the black guy?
Yes, he was was he a mechanic on the space? Or I think he was a mechanic.
Might have been it. Yeah. I hated the Blue Ranger. That's one of the Blue Rangers. I
didn't like that Blue Ranger, but he's one of my favorite Rangers of all time. I like the Zords. The Zord, like especially the Megazord. The Megazord was really cool. Magna Defender. Can't go wrong with Magna Defender.
I forgot.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Magna Defender.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just they were really like a really cool group, and it was in space, but it wasn't like in space. Like it literally was a lost galaxy. It was so different, but it was so good.
My number 2, which I feel kind of weird putting it at number 2, but Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the original. Oh, that's really? Number 2 for me. Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, because number 1 spot. Oh my! I have so much love for that.
I figured you would have put that at number 1.
Number 2. Now I love number 2 because Zach, Adam, Billy, Jason, Trini, Aisha, Kimberly, loved all of them. Rocky, I didn't hate. Kimberly, I didn't hate. Same with Kat, same with Tommy. Zordon was my boy. Alpha was my boy.
Alpha was my boy, man.
But like, just that's what started it. Well, at least for the American chapter, that's what got. I had so many action figures and stuffed animals and clothes and stuff. Oh my, that was just my jam. Shirts. in the movie and just everything about it. I loved that. Goldar was my boy. Rita, Lord Zed, Rito, the putties, everything about that shit.
Yeah, Lord Zed was dope.
And now they have a new Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comic book series I've been reading. They're like issue 8 or 9.
The Power Rangers movie.
Well, that too. That'll be dope. Yeah. But the comic book series, it's the original Rangers. They look like them. But it's like the original Rangers, but it's still more edgy, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, it's like, this is what I would love to see now. And so, yeah, Mighty Morphin, that's my jam.
Can't go wrong with Mighty Morphin.
Yeah. That's my shit. Wrong.
My honorable mention is Kazuko Sentai GOKAIGER, which is also known as Super Mega Force in the Americas.
Okay.
I really like the gimmick with the keys. The keys is what sold me on that series.
Super Mega Force, is that
this one where they had the Ranger keys?
Is that the second to newest one? Like, there's Dino Charge, and then was it before that? Was it Super Mega Force?
Yes, before that was Super Mega Force.
That's what I thought.
But yeah, that's the one with the Ranger keys, and they literally can turn into any Ranger they wanted to.
It always bothered me with their big episode where they had every Ranger ever, because that doesn't work. That doesn't work because I'm just gonna I'm gonna pretend it works, but Tanya was the yellow Zeo and the yellow Turbo, but the yellow Turbo was also Ashley, who was also the yellow in space. Yep. So if Tanya was going to be the yellow, we'll say she showed up to battle as the yellow Zeo, and we'll say Ashley shows up as the yellow in space, then how was there a yellow Turbo there?
Just like Tommy was the Green Ranger.
Yeah.
He played like 100 other Rangers.
How was the black Dino Thunder there? How was the red Zeo there? No, those were all that doesn't make sense. But it was still a dope, thing to see. But
yeah, and plus another really cool thing that I liked about that series was only the Sixth Ranger could turn into other Sixth Rangers. Mm-hmm. Like, I like that, and plus he can go into gold mode or something. Like, he was silver, but he can go into gold mode.
I always found that dude's suit really weird because it was all the Six Rangers' heads all over it. That was dope that he got all their powers, but it was also a really odd suit with a bunch of
And it was a throwback to Mighty Morphin because he can give the gold armor to other people. Mm-hmm. Plus, I really liked his weapon, how it was like an anchor, but it could also turn into a gun, but a real long
I'm not
stab.
Sure. I can't think of it.
It was cool. And plus his helmet design was cool because they were all based on pirates. That was the gimmick of that. And the helmet was a half bandana, covering half the eyes. It was cool.
Well, my honorable mention is Lost Galaxy. That was, what was that, your number 2 or something?
Yeah, number 2.
And the reason for that is because they killed the Pink Ranger in that, and then Astronema comes in, which I loved Astronema in space, and she became the new Pink Ranger, which I was totally down for. And it sort of made me mad at the end of the show when they brought back the original Pink Ranger. I'm like, we've had her killed the entire show. What was the purpose? It was one thing if the parents were like, oh no, you can't kill a Ranger off, and then they brought him back the next couple episodes. Yeah. But to wait the rest of the show, that's just kind of a waste. But
oh well.
But yeah, Lost Galaxy was good. That was a good.
That was good. All right, my number 1 is actually Power Rangers in Space.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's the one I literally stayed up at night watching as a kid, and just always asking for the toy. Even if I knew I had it, I just asked anyways. And I'll always remember, oh, you have that one, pick out another one. So I'm like, yes, because usually that works majority of the time. But yeah, it's just so much nostalgia behind that one for me. It's insane. I loved the Zords.
Yeah, it was a good show.
The Morphers were cool. They each had their own, that was the real introduction to their own real side weapons. I mean, Mighty Morphin and Zeo and that had that to them, but that one was it actually had some importance behind their costume and what they do in that. But
plus the theme song was dope.
The theme song was amazing.
Yeah. My number 1 is Time Force. Well, first off, I love time travel, so that's just a bonus. But Time Force was my shit. First episode, the Red Ranger gets killed by a dude who's pulling bones or weapons that are part bone.
What was his name?
Rancic. Rancic goes around pulling crap out of his body, using that as weapons. It killed me that they killed the Red Ranger right away, so now the 4 Rangers got to go back in time to unlock their morphine powers, and they get Wes, and Jen like hates Wes for the majority of the show, but then they fall in love, and it pissed me off because in the finale they look at each other and they confess their love for each other, and you think they're gonna kiss, they hug, and she goes back to the future. I'm like, are you serious? But Trip, he was like an alien, and he had like a little diamond green hair. Oh my, Trip was my boy. I love Trip. And they like hung out in like the attic of a church or whatever.
No, it was a clock tower.
Clock tower, that's what it was.
Clock tower.
And they had that little owl, like it was like their alpha,
that
but it was like an
cool.
owl. Yeah. That was, I used to have a little mini little action figure thing of that.
And plus I liked how their morphers were based on like their DNA and stuff, so they couldn't switch morphers. Yeah. Like that was cool. And plus
that's how, because I like that. That's why they had to go back to the past. But really, why didn't they just go back to the past and keep the original Red Ranger from dying?
Right.
You know, instead of going to get Wes.
Well, you know,
but and there was the Quantum Ranger was my boy when he came in later. Eric, I loved the Quantum Ranger.
Yeah.
When he was first introduced, I was like, I hate this dude. I want him gone.
I love.
But then I fell in love with him. Oh my god.
The Z-Rex was amazing. He didn't even need to be in it, and he could still control.
Gosh, that show was fantastic.
Like his morpher was literally the controller to the Megazord or Zord Megazord.
Yeah.
But
Time Force was my shit. Yeah. But yeah, that's our list of Ranger shows. Yep. Let us know, your favorite Ranger shows, etc.
Yeah.
Down below. We got more Ranger videos coming for you. And until next time, stay geeky. God dang.
Corbino here, and really, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and hit that thumbs up and subscribe, if you don't mind.